You're watching us live here at Humans TV Africa. You are watching us live here at Humans TV Africa. My name is Kato Mukasa, a Ugandan lawyer interested in issues, human rights, and development. In the studio is Wilson Baya. Wilson Baya is based in Kenya. Humans TV Africa is a registered media organization. We are registered as a charity to do media work that inform, empower, educate, and entertain. We do have studios in Uganda, Kenya, Zambia, Zimbabwe. We have studios in Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone. We have studios in the UK and, of course, in the US. And we are still growing stronger. Today, one of our focus is human rights. And in this show, this is the Human Rights Show, we shall be having to talk about freedom of belief and freedom from belief. Freedom of belief and freedom from belief. That's the topic today we are discussing. Human Rights Watch, freedom from belief. Freedom from belief and the right to be non-religious. Now, this is the topic today. Today, I want to take you through research work done by none other than Humanist International. I want to give credit to Humanist International, an NGO that have been part of it, an NGO that have been a board member for some time. This NGO does a lot of research and it reports on freedoms of non-believers in the world. It is the umbrella organization for atheists, humanists, agnostics, free thinkers in the world. And we do track what is happening elsewhere in the world and how, of course, these basic freedoms are being violated. Today, as we speak, there are many countries in the world where if you're not religious, you cannot actually participate in politics of the country. They always say you were a sinner, you were devil, you are evil, you are a bad person. There are many countries when you say I'm not religious, you will be stoned to death. You will be killed. Yes, I repeat it. There are countries in the world where if you say I'm not religious, I don't believe in Allah, you are going to be killed. Yes, you will be dead. Now we wonder, why would a world have such countries, such people, such policies, such governments that don't tolerate each other? We used to have a medieval world where people could be beheaded for not believing. Today, the same things are happening in some countries. Now, today we're going to handle about this topic, freedom of thought. Of course, Humans International has a freedom of thought report where they go and do research all over the world and give you a report. Today, we're going to be sharing a few things you didn't know. Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Is the question we're asking today. Did you know that several countries in the world don't allow you to say anything in public if you are not a person of Allah? They actually kill you. Let us have a look at the research. Baya, give us the research for this show. Did you know that 84 countries in the world exhibit severe discrimination against non-religious people? 84 countries discriminate against non-religious people. That is fact number one. Let us go ahead, Baya, very fast, Baya. Now, these are the countries, the 84 countries right there. We shall be telling you which country is which. They are Africa, Europe, Asia, and of course the Middle East. All these countries have a tendency, all these continents have a tendency of discriminating against non-religious people. Freedom from belief is the show we have today. I want to show you Humans International research, where the report that they gave the world that indicates that over 57 countries in the world, currently punish blasphemy with prison sentence. 25 countries in the world will give you a fine, and of course 7 countries may also receive death sentence. In 7 countries, you will be dead for blasphemy. And in 57 countries, there are laws. 25 countries, they will give you a fine. One of the worst countries where you are killed is Nigeria. Shame upon you, Nigeria, Afghanistan, Brunei, Iran, Mauritania, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan. In these countries, you will be killed for living Islam. Afghanistan, Brunei, Iran, Mauritania, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Nigeria. Shame upon you, these 7 countries that kill people for leaving the region. Next, Baya, very fast. This is research by Humanists International. We are relaying it here as Humanists TV Africa. Majority of the countries at risk, where once you are not believing, you will be in trouble. These are the countries: Pakistan, Egypt, Iran, Morocco, Yemen, Afghanistan, India, Algeria, Bangladesh, and Nigeria. These countries, you are at risk. You will be killed. And of course, states where it is difficult or illegal to overtly say I'm a humanist and of course have a humanist organization. In these countries, it is very hard for you to say I'm a humanist and to run a humanist organization. Get me back those countries. I want to mention them for people to understand. People to understand who may not be able to read. Afghanistan. These countries, you cannot have a humanist organization and run it. Afghanistan, Brunei, Darussalam, China, Egypt, Eritrea, Indonesia, Iran, Kuwait, Maldives, Morocco, Bangladesh, Azerbaijan, Algeria, Yemen, Emirates, United Arab Emirates, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, North Korea, Belarus, Comoros, Malaysia, Mauritania, Nigeria, Pakistan, Palestine, Senegal, Somalia, Tunisia, Uzbekistan. These countries, you cannot have an NGO that is humanistic. Shame upon these countries. We are talking about freedom of belief. Let us look at other statistics, Baya. Let's look at other items right there. These individuals are in prison, or they have been in prison for some time. Of course, we are happy to say that we got Gulai Ismail out. She was always in trouble in Pakistan. Of course, we see that our friend Mubarak Bala is still in prison. Been in prison for the last 3 years, and of course, the other colleagues in Arabic countries are in danger. Let us have a look at other facts. Uganda, one of those stubborn countries, highly Christian but highly corrupt. We have Muslim minority in Uganda. Many people actually Christians. The president in Uganda has been in power since 1986. He's a dictator. We have a dictator in Uganda. The man is called President Museveni. He's preparing to give us his son to rule us. The man has been in power since 1986. He's one of the most corrupt dictators in the world. And in Uganda, yes, we have atheist and humanist organizations that are openly express our fear. We express our fear of persecution in Uganda. Yes, we have been having trouble in Uganda. It's not so easy to operate. We have been operating, but I should tell you, it's not easy. There is Pakistan. Pakistan is a country that has suffered chronic security violence. So much violence in Pakistan and intolerance. I told you about our friend Gulai Ismail, who was always under trouble in Pakistan. Let us have a look at other countries very fast, Baya. Nigeria is another worst country in Africa. The constitution may guarantee religious freedom, but states don't normally actually endorse secular values. States in the northern part of Nigeria are too autocratic. As we speak, Mubarak Bala is in prison for the last 3 years. 3 years, the guy is in prison. Nigeria is a bad country at that. Let us look at Sudan. Sudan is an Arabic republic there, which is more Islamic and more militaristic. There have been a coup in 2021, but Sudan has a humanitarian crisis, but Sudan is intolerant to atheists. You cannot survive in Sudan when you say I'm an atheist. Egypt is in trouble. The ID, the national identification card in Egypt, has a section where you must state your religion. You can imagine, you have to say, I'm Sunni, I'm this, I'm that. It is terrible in Egypt. No freedom of worship, no freedom against religion. There is freedom of worship, but there is no freedom against religion. Now, of course, we say any person that commits an outrage against public and religious morality is liable to 1 year in imprisonment in these countries, Egypt, among others. Let us look at other figures about countries that don't tolerate non-religious people, countries that witch hunt atheists, countries that punish humans. Saudi Arabia is one of them. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is strictly Islamic. It's governed by a monarchy, and this monarchy is autocratic. If you are non-religious, you have no freedom in Saudi Arabia. Atheism is punished. Atheism is punished in Saudi Arabia. Humanists cannot speak in Saudi Arabia. It's a bad country for humanists. Let's have a look at other facts we have for you. Afghanistan is even bad. On 15 August 2021, the Taliban took over Afghanistan, and of course they are reintroducing Islamic element caliphates in Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is becoming a Sharia law country, strict Sharia law country. People are going to suffer in Afghanistan. People are going to be beheaded in Afghanistan, and of course they've been always suffering, but they are going to suffer more in Afghanistan. Afghanistan, since the takeover of the Taliban, now 2 years, it is terrible. These guys have misruled Afghanistan. These jihadists have misruled Afghanistan. And of course, there's no freedom against belief. You cannot say, I'm an apostate, I'm not Muslim, I'm an atheist. They will kill you. Those people will kill you right there. So we see all these violations happening. Of course, Bangladesh bloggers have been arrested and killed. Some of them have been shot dead. You see those bloggers right on your screen have been arrested. Many of them have been executed, killed by the government in Bangladesh, the government in these other countries, in these countries. For example, we say that religious beliefs can never be used to legally justify discrimination against others. Do not use your religion to discriminate me, because we can differ and we can agree to disagree. Let us continue with our work. Of course, we show you some of the images of the jailed people for blaspheming. You can imagine someone goes to Facebook, writes a statement, and in these countries, you will be arrested and imprisoned. Bangladesh and Indonesia, these countries are terrible. Saudi Arabia, these countries are terrible. Mubarak Bala has been in prison since April 28th, 2020. 28th April 2020, Mubarak Bala, the president of Nigerian Human Rights Association, was unjustly and arbitrarily detained. We have been saying, release Mubarak Bala, release Mubarak Bala. That has been our call at Humans TV Africa. Release Mubarak Bala. Of course, he's not alone. There are many people in prison. There are many people who have been killed. There are many people who have been incarcerated. Some of them, you can see those images right there. So it's not Bala alone. There are many others that are suffering. Kenya, the atheists in Kenya have been out there to condemn the president of Kenya, Samuel Ruto, who is becoming a priest than a president and is putting up so many laws, including trying to deregister the Humanist Association and, of course, the Atheist Association of Kenya. The president, the first family, and, of course, the priests are against atheists in Kenya. This is terrible, and we call upon all concerned to rise up and fight this kind of dictatorship. Mubarak Bala is in prison. We simply say, release him. And many others who are still incarcerated because of blaspheming. We don't believe in blaspheming. We do believe that everyone has the right to speak up and be heard. We have the right to be religious or not to be religious. It is time to protect humanists at risk. And of course, Humans TV Africa is here to protect humanists at risk. We are for humanists at risk. We are a part of Humanists International campaign to protect humanists at risk. We shall support Humanists International to support the rights of humanists at risk, the rights of atheists, agnostics, free thinkers all over the world. Yes, we shall support the efforts of Humanists International to do this work. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.